This yellow house represents just another residence in Miami, but for Alice, it is the home that sheltered her family of 5 for 9 years. On August 30th, her landlord showed up at the door with unpleasant news.
He starts off with, "I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but you guys have a month to move. I sold the house."
The rent for the 4-bedroom house was $1,700 a month. With the current high prices of the area, the family had to move to Broward County. Money has been the main issue.
The first HOA application was $70 a person. The second HOA application was another $70 a person. It's $300 for my dog and my cat to move in. Then it was the first security deposit of $2,400, and then now another deposit of $2,400.
This is the scenario of the rental crisis in Miami, where according to a recent study by Zillow, the current fraction of income spent on rent is 43%, when it should be 30% in order to afford other expenses. George De La Paz, a senior policy analyst at Miami Coalition for the Homeless, has been following the issue.
So there are two concurrent trends that are driving this crisis. One is that after the recession, we saw a tightening of the rental market, but the primary driver is the disparity between incomes and the cost of housing.
According to this organization, the mean wage in Miami is $15 an hour, while a person needs a wage of at least $1,750 an hour to afford a 1-bedroom apartment. So what does the future of living cost in Miami looks like? Barbara Ibarra, executive director of Miami Coalition for the Homeless, says it could have negative consequences if not fixed.
Unless we tackle the issue of having more affordable housing available, we may have a lot of high-rise luxury apartments with foreign investors, but the heart and soul of this community, the people that work here, will not have a place to live.
Alice is someone who doesn't consider Miami for her future.
I hate Miami. I'm ready to leave. The Miami that we live in now is not the Miami that our parents used to live in. So aside from the people just being extremely rude, it's also extremely expensive, and I'm paying this kind of money for a quality of life that is extremely stressful to me.
Reports by the Harvard Joint Center for Housing Studies show that the amount of Americans who spend more than 50% of their paycheck in rent will increase by 11% over a decade, affecting major cities like Miami. For Bay News, Melissa Rodriguez.